How dock pilings actually hold up your dock. Every dock owner sees the deck. Almost nobody thinks about what's holding it up. And that's exactly why piling failures often come as a surprise. Today we're going beneath the waterline to show exactly how fixed dock pilings support thousands of pounds and why they stay stable for decades. To learn what eventually causes them to fail is in part 2, why dock pilings eventually fail. Structural foundation is a fixed dock piling served as the primary structural foundation of the dock. It provides a stable and secure support system by anchoring the dock into the underlying soil, preventing movement, settlement, or overturning due to gravity, wind, waves, and other environmental forces. Dock pilings transfer all structural loads from the dock into the surrounding soil. Vertical loads, such as the weight of the dock and its occupants, are carried through the piling by skin friction and end bearing, while lateral loads from wind, waves, currents, and boat impacts are resisted by the embedded portion of the piling and the surrounded soil. Dock pilings provide the support points for the dock framing system, including beams, girders, joists, and decking. The framing is securely connected to the pilings, allowing loads to be distributed efficiently throughout the structure while maintaining the dock strength, stability, and alignment under both normal operating conditions and environmental loading. A fixed dock is designed to safely resist a combination of permanent, environmental, and operational loads throughout its service life. Each type of load affects the structure differently and must be considered during design. Dead loads are the permanent weights of the dock structure itself, including decking, beams, joists, pilings, hardware, and utilities. These constant loads are continuously transferred through the framing into the pilings and ultimately into the supporting soil. The dock must be designed to support these loads without excessive settlement or structural deformation. Live loads are temporary or variable loads caused by people, equipment, furniture, maintenance vehicles, and stored materials on the dock. These loads fluctuate over time and produce additional bending, shear, and compression forces within the dock framing and pilings. The structure must safely support the maximum anticipated occupancy without overstressing its components. The wind exerts horizontal pressure on the dock, railings, and any superstructures such as roofs or boat lifts. These lateral forces create bending moments in the pilings and can cause uplift, sliding, or racking of the dock if not properly braced and anchored. Strong winds during storms significantly increase these forces. And waves apply repeated horizontal and vertical forces to the dock and its pilings. This cyclic loading causes continuous stress reversals that can lead to structural fatigue, loosen connections, and contribute to scour around the pilings. Now, if you've ever been to a sandy beach and the waves come in, and as they go out, they take sand out with it from around your feet, so you get an indentation. That's what scour is, that indentation, that lessening of the sand around your feet. Larger waves generated during storms produce substantially higher forces that must be accounted for in design. Boats docking or drifting into the structure generate concentrated impact loads that can damage pilings, decking, fenders, and framing members. While normal docking loads are generally small, accidental collisions during rough weather or operator error can create significant localized forces. Protective fender systems and properly designed structural members help absorb and distribute these impact loads to minimize damage. Together, these loads determine the strength, stability, and durability requirements of a fixed dock. Proper engineering ensures the dock can safely resist both everyday service conditions and extreme environmental events while maintaining long-term structural performance. Dock pilings do not sink under normal conditions because the surrounding soil provides several mechanisms that resist downward movement. Together, these mechanisms create enough capacity to support the dock and the loads applied to it. As the piling is driven into the ground, the surrounding soil pushes back against it. This resistance increases with depth and helps support the vertical load. The sides of the piling are in direct contact with the surrounding soil. The friction between the piling surface and the soil transfers much of the load from the piling into the ground, reducing the tendency for the piling to settle. The tip of the piling often rests on a dense soil layer or bedrock. This firm material provides a strong bearing surface that supports the load, much like a building foundation resting on solid ground. Dock pilings are driven deep enough into the ground to develop sufficient skin friction and end bearing. The greater the embedment depth, the greater the pile's resistance to settlement, uplift, and lateral forces such as waves, currents, and wind. Because of these combined mechanisms, dock pilings remain stable and do not continue sinking after installation unless the supporting soils weaken during scour, erosion, excessive loading, or changes in subsurface conditions. Proper design ensures that the available soil resistance exceeds the anticipated structural loads with an adequate factor of safety. So common piling materials. Timber pilings are commonly used for residential and light-duty docks because they are economical, readily available, and easy to install. They are typically pressure treated to resist rot, fungi, and marine organisms. However, timber remains susceptible to decay, insect and marine borer attack, weathering, and mechanical damage over time, requiring regular inspection and maintenance. Concrete pilings provide excellent strength, durability, and resistance to corrosion in marine environments. They are often reinforced or pre-stressed to withstand heavy vertical and lateral loads. Concrete pilings require little maintenance and have a long service life, but are heavier, more expensive, and more difficult to transport and install than timber. Steel pilings offer high strength and load carrying capacity, making them suitable for large commercial, industrial, and heavy-duty marine structures. They can be driven into difficult soil conditions and support substantial structural loads. Steel pilings must be protected against corrosion through coatings, galvanizing, or cathodic protection, particularly in saltwater environment. And composite pilings are manufactured from engineering materials such as fiberglass reinforced polymers, recycled plastics, or other composite materials. They are highly resistant to rot, corrosion, marine borers, and ultraviolet degradation, resulting in a long service life with minimal maintenance. Although composite pilings generally have a higher initial cost than timber, their durability and reduced maintenance requirements often make them a cost-effective long-term solution. Inspection tips. A fixed dock should be inspected at least once a year and after major storms or unusual events. The inspection should evaluate the condition of the pilings, framing, decking, hardware, and connections for signs of wear, corrosion, decay, movement, or damage. Regular inspections help identify developing problems before they become costly or hazardous. Taking photographs during each inspection provides a visual record of the dock's condition over time. Comparing photographs from year to year allows owners and inspectors to identify gradual changes, such as leaning pilings, increasing cracks, corrosion, wood deterioration, or shoreline erosion that may not be obvious during a single inspection. Establishing reference measurements at key locations such as piling alignment, dock elevation, spacing between pilings, or the depth of exposed piling helps detect structural movement over time. Periodically repeating these measurements can reveal settlement, tilting, vertical displacement, or scour that may indicate foundation problems requiring further evaluation. A qualified marine contractor or structural engineer should perform a professional inspection whenever significant damage, excessive movement, advanced deterioration, or safety concerns are observed. Professional inspections may include detailed structural evaluations, underwater assessments of pilings, and recommendations for repair, reinforcement, or replacement to ensure the dock remains safe and structurally sound. The service life of dock pilings varies depending on the material used, environmental conditions, installation quality, and the level of maintenance provided. While no piling lasts forever, proper design and regular maintenance can significantly extend its useful life. Pressure-treated wood pilings typically last 20 to 40 years, although their lifespan may be shorter in harsh marine environments. Wood is susceptible to waterline decay, fungal rot, and marine borer attack if not properly treated and maintained. Reinforced or pre-stressed concrete pilings generally have a service life of 50 to 75 years or more. They are highly durable and resistant to rot, marine organisms, and weathering, but should be monitored for cracking, reinforcement corrosion, and surface deterioration. Steel pilings commonly last 40 to 75 years, depending on corrosion protection and environmental condition. Protective coatings, galvanizing, or cathodic protection can greatly extend their service life, particularly in saltwater environments. Composite pilings often have an expected service life of 50 years or more. They are resistant to rot, corrosion, marine borers, and ultraviolet degradation, making them one of the most durable and low-maintenance piling materials available. Understanding how pilings work helps you recognize problems early before they become expensive structural repairs. I'm PJ Garola, owner of Pennevale Docks. I help lakefront homeowners avoid costly waterfront mistakes and protect property value through visual property audits and practical decision frameworks. If this video helped you understand your dock, subscribe, click like, make a comment, and watch my Why Dock Pilings Eventually Fail video next, which is part 2 to this video.